All right, so this is day 1B, first day of a $215 buy-in, 1.5 million guaranteed, and yeah, let's make it to day 2 and lock up a huge prize. I'm presuming day 2 money will probably be like a couple hundred thousand for first, so whether that's like 3, 4, maybe even 500,000 for first place. I know the first day 1A, 1,300 entries, and I think 160 went through. So I assume it's going to be about 1,300 people that enter this at least, and 160 make it to day 2. So our goal is to do that. As soon as we make it to day 2, we're guaranteed $400. But we're not excited about that. We're looking to take the win. So let's get it. Gonna switch over to big blinds. I did register a little bit late here. I started about 30 minutes late. And this is currently the chip leader. So to get an idea, 30 minutes late and the guy already has 3 times our chips. Like, these guys must have found some nice spots to double up. But we're not too worried. We have a lot of big blinds. Yeah, almost 1,000 people. We are gonna open this. We're gonna keep our raises fairly small. I know there's a lot of 3 betting here, especially with this guy. Oh my. Oh my. This is a bet we would do with all of our range from ace king to aces. I'm not gonna show. That's the thing too. It's like sometimes like you're tempted to show, but it's like, what's the point? You're showing them that you had trips, and then it's like, all right, well, they're gonna say like, what are you raising? They're gonna realize you're raising probably like ace 8, king 8 suited maybe. So that's the tip, I think, on poker is never show. You're gonna get to show your hand when they call you down and make them always pay for it. Because the thing about it is, by showing, you're letting them know your game, whether you're opening too much or you're being too passive or you're only betting with the nuts. There are some instances, very, very few, where you can show to tilt, but in hopes that the opponent kind of plays worse and messes up his mentality. But then again, it's a very rare case. And at the same time, too, like if you show a bluff and it's a really bad bluff with like lack of combinations, then they're just going to tend to call you a lot more. So, ace jack off. We're going to race this here. If we get 3-bet, which most likely we will, I think we could definitely call, even though we'll be out of position. Braveheart. And it's like, what are you thinking about, bro? Either fold or raise or call. I mean, sheesh. Unless he's like, oh my god, I got aces, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna trap him. That flop is favorable, as Nimi would say. I mean, normally we do want to do like a fourth, but I think with 2 players and web board, we're gonna size up. Charge diamonds. We do have a diamond blocker here, but we could definitely get calls from a lot of ace X's and diamond draws for sure. This time we're gonna show. No, I clicked on it too late. That instance I wanted to show just because I wanted to show that I'm not opening light, which allows me to open lighter. And then it shows that I don't just c-bet with air, which allows me to c-bet with air. You know, it's almost like reverse, where like you're showing them, kind of like when you sit down and you see a player and you think it's here from under the gun raise. I think we could 3-bet or just call, but I think we're just gonna call, see if anybody else 3-bets. Try to play accordingly and flow. Hope to flop a set and stack them. I'm just trying to think what I would do with all my ranges here, like king, queen. I think I'm gonna check just because a lot of better players could be checking back ace, king. They don't ever necessarily have to always c-bet. And because he was first to act, he definitely could have had a king that decided to check. So we're just gonna call here. He could be doing this with like ace, queen, queen, jack, and some broadways that have some straight draws potential. I think I'm just trying to think like what we could get value from. Alright, so like one, can we fold out with hands? I think we could definitely fold out hands like nines, ace 8. So we could definitely target better hands here, get called from ace high as well. Yeah, queens is the one hand we couldn't really get. I was thinking he could have had jacks or queens there, but a lot of times also make sure that your timing tells are in line. You don't want to give away a lot of stuff. Alright, jack king here, gonna raise under the gun. So chip leader is about 1 million. We have 250,000, which is just about starting stack. We gotta try to get above this average stack here. 176 people make it to day 2, so it's still a very long way. I think on this flop, we're gonna check call. This is definitely better for his range than it is for us. And we want to mix in some checks. We want to definitely be doing that with stronger hands as well. And now that we did hit the king, I'm going to bet for 1/3 pot. We're also still going to be making the same bet with like ace, queen, ace, jack. So we should still be continuing. And now that he called, he could definitely have a worse king. I don't think he has ace king because he would have re-raised this pre-flop. So targeting that, maybe a 6 or a 7. I think we kind of want to make this look a little bit on the bluffier side. Just worried about a check raise, but it does not come. So that was a nice spot to scoop. And that puts us closer to the chip average. We're going to defend here, getting 4.5 to 1. Definitely missed this. Well, we kind of have some crazy stuff like 7-4, 4 king. Just wondering if I should donk lead. This is more of just a little tester bet. We could get a lot of his stuff to fold. That also missed this flop. Of course, kings is going to continue. But it's something I've been experimenting with too, is donk leading like that with a hand that really has no showdown, no strength at all. Because a lot of times we could fold out his better hands. And if we also mix that with hands where we do make 2 pair there with like 7-4, king 4, just all the random stuff we could have in the big blind, then we could definitely balance out. And that's something too, is you have to kind of go with lines that not a lot of people go with. Here we're going to call with king 8 suited. So ace jack is the nuts if he has that. He could definitely have a lot of better kings. Ace king, king queen, king jack. But with top pair here, backdoor flush, we're going to continue. I just hope he doesn't make it too big. That is the worst card we could see, not only because he's going to have a lot of ace-x in his range, but even, you know, if an ace of spades would have came, we would have definitely preferred that. He could also have a lot of queen jacks that now turn into a straight. And this opponent being in here too, he could definitely also have a lot of jacks. Jack 10s, things of that nature. So we're just gonna unfortunately have to give it up here. If this was an ace of spade, then we definitely could continue, and most other cards as well. Still doing fairly good. Just gotta grind it out. So this is almost like the third hand, I think, in a row that he's raised. I'm almost tempted to 3-bet this. We have an ace blocker, and ace 2 suited, I think, plays well, especially on the button with position. So we're gonna raise him here. Especially how he raised the last hand and then didn't c-bet on a lot of Broadway cards. It's unfortunate. I think he has a hand. I'm debating between calling and folding. Folding, I think, is pretty fine, but we can definitely call with position. Getting almost 4-1 with the potential nut flush draw. Plus, having ace here, he could, have been raising with kings, queens, jacks. But after seeing this flop here, unfortunately, we got the wrong red cards. We are going to have to fold. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate. I'm trying to start trying to figure out. I haven't really seen too much showdown hands, but I just know he has been raising a lot, so I don't mind the 3-bet. 4-bet call. It's kind of a ace queen from under the gun. I'm gonna raise here. I think here I'm going to check it back. We have too much of the board. There's not really too many draws we're afraid of. And we could get value on later streaks, where if we bet here, we're just going to fold a lot of times. Just hope to have like ace 3 or ace 8, get maximum value. Start off with a 4th pot bet. Unfortunate, but it's nice to take it down. So we're about 50,000 chips away from becoming an average stack. We just need some hands, man. Like, literally have been getting 4 5s, 7, 9 off. Like, just give me a suited connector. I'm not even asking for much. Definitely cannot defend here, so I'm just gonna fold. Find a better spot. All right, we have queen jack off. Middle position. We're gonna open. I've been seeing a lot of 3-betting here on this table, so I think we're gonna call the 3-bet. I think they're doing it pretty wide, but like I saw this guy 3-betting with pocket 9s. I marked him as a tag. Tight aggressive. Even though this should favor him more than us, I think I'm going to continue to bet. Because he should be missing this as much as we're going to be missing it. You know, he's really not going to feel comfortable if he even hit a 2 or a 3 here. Literally have been card dead. We haven't played a hand in about 20 minutes since the last small pot we won.
Bro, some bitch fucking violated me. Like, focus on.
Alright, ace 10 from the button. Hopefully she doesn't shove. We're gonna have to fold. If she min raises, we're gonna call.
2 days a week.
We're gonna open it up here, 2 big blinds. Alright, so we get 2 callers. Not the worst flop. We have the flush draw. Not flush draw, gut shot. But a lot of this is going to be going with their range. They could definitely have a lot of 2 pairs, 9-8, 9-6. They could also just have a 9 here. So we're going to call. Really good turn card. Gives us the nut flush draw. And yeah, so he's going to be checking a lot of his 9x holdings. And the queen is definitely in our range, so even though we don't have a queen, we're going to bet here. And we're going to bet 5 big blinds. Oh, what the hell is wrong with... I almost bet 40. So, yeah. It's weird, it's not working. Just going to click 5. If he calls, we have a lot of outs with the nut flush draw. Problem here is him check raising. And with him just checking back here, I think we definitely have to barrel. Card we are scared of is him having like an 8 that now made trips. But I think we could still get a lot of 9 and 6s to fold. So we're going to bet 8 big blinds here. Fold. You don't got it, bro. I got ace queen. Well, he didn't snap us off, so that's good. But he could also be pondering raising here. He could have also let out with a flush draw, but we do block that on the flop. And if he's really debating a 9 or a 6, good for him for thinking about it this long. But I think he just needs to fold. I mean, we're kind of giving him pretty decent odds. Yeah, when he calls with Jack 9. Unfortunate that he called. I think the line is still okay. Because we're specifically targeting that. And with how long he took, I think a bigger bet on the turn, which what I was trying to do, the 5.67 instead of the 5, would have also allowed us to make a bigger bet on the river. Could have potentially worked, but it's not that time. Alright, so we've literally just been blinding down after that unfortunate hand. And we have 10 queen from the big blind. We're going to call here unless she shoves. Then we're just going to fold. Lose another big blind. Yep. And that's how she go. I bet you he's going to fold this light mother. Oh, man. This is nothing more. Fold! Fold, Braveheart! Yes! We get it through. 18 big blinds in a dream. Alright, can we wake up with aces next hand? Just because, you know, we deserve it. I don't think we had any pocket pairs yet. And no, we don't. Please, poker gods. I'm not even asking for aces or kings. Just give me tens. Just give me tens. Let me shove one time, so I can take down this 2-day event for $500,000. And yeah, let's do it.
No, it's not. Fold that shit.
Can't fold. Unless it's a 3-bet. We have to call. Alright. 3 hearts. Come on. 3 hearts on the flop. 3 hearts on the flop. Three hearts on the flop. Alright, I'll take the king.
He's thinking.
Alright, what beats us? Aces, ace, king, king, queen, king, jack.
Or did you? Oh, what the fuck? 1.1. Yeah, he doesn't have shit.
Yep, we're gonna keep all his bluffs in. And if he bets here, we're gonna go all in.
Keep all his bluffs in.
Gonna keep all his bluffs.
He doesn't really think you have shit.
I have something I call him. He can put me on a flush draw.
I can put y'all.
Oh my god. That was perfect. Alright. We're gonna bet really small.
He might have.
He might have, alright.
Yeah,
just let me think. Just let me think. Alright. He doesn't have aces. He doesn't have ace, king, all the king X, queen X combos. He could have pocket jacks, pocket queens. He could have some flush draws. Lower pocket pair will probably call a small bet. So we're going to bet 3 big blinds here. Get calls from pocket nines through queens. No.
After all that.
After all that, he probably had ace queen or something like that. Ace jack. But good, we win. We win. Oh, we win. Oh, the hearts. It's like a premium compared to what we've been seeing. Definitely gonna raise. If it gets raised, we're gonna call. Hope to see 3 hearts on the flop. Oh my god! 3 hearts on the flop! Yo! That's crazy! Oh my god. Oh, this poor fellow. Oh, Santa Claus. Oh, Santa Claus. Oh, Santa Claus. Please let him have ace, king. Oh, I don't even want him to have kings. I don't want him to have any possibility of winning this hand. Oh, bro, bet like 8. Be greedy. Alright,
Yeah,
I'll take 5. I'll take 5. Alright. We're like, what do we do with the nuts here? You know what we're gonna do with the nuts? Shove it in his face. Wow. That's called drawing dead? That's called drawing dead? Your straight is no good, sir. And just like that, yo.
Oh,
just like that. We're above freaking chip average. 529,000. You never give up in poker. You never give up. Remember that. Never give up. Yo, we're probably like, I'd say maybe 600s, 500s in ranking. Whew. Man, it was literally looking like despair for a second there. It was looking like despair. But we did it. Now, if you look here, we have almost 3,000 entries. Day 1 had about 1,300 entries. Day 2 has 3,000. Half of the field remains. And it shows 1,000 out of 1,500, but it didn't update yet. It's gonna update, fellas, and we're gonna be good. We're gonna make the money, and we're gonna win this thing. $500,000 for first place. It's meant to be. Yup, 500 out of 1,500. Let's go. This is destiny right here. Our biggest score yet. Can we pass the 58,000? I think so. 58,000 is nice, but $500,000 is a lot nicer. All right. King Jack. Yo, is this the turnaround? See, it's better to run later in the tournament than earlier. We are going to call here his 2.22. And we are going to flop a royal right here on stream. Royal flush draw. We have 40% of it. We only need 60% more. And yeah. Alright, think about the hands that he could have. So we block kings, we block pocket jacks, we block ace king, ace jack, so he could definitely have things like king queen we block as well. You can have a lot of some broadways, ace queen and such. You can have a lot of under pairs, you know, pocket tens and lower. And this guy right here tanking, I think he's thinking about a raise, and I'm just trying to think what I would do if he does raise, depending on the size. And he does not, so he makes our life pretty easy. And yeah, this guy checks. So I think we block a lot of his broadways. I'm debating on betting or checking. This is gonna hit our range harder than his, but I think I'm gonna check back. And now here we're gonna bet. Unless he does a delayed C bet, which he decides to do. Unfortunately, it's really big, almost 2/3 pot. I was thinking if he made it somewhere between like 2 and 3 big blinds, I was actually going to raise him just because he shouldn't have a lot of this board. There's a lot of strong hands that he could be checking the flop here. Like if he's checking back, you know, like aces, pocket eights, pocket fours, pocket tens. For deception and deciding to get value on the turn, but because we have no equity, we're just gonna fold. Alright, we're gonna defend here. It's a sign. He bet 2.2 and I have pocket 2, so hopefully there's no 3 bet. We're just gonna flop a set here and we're gonna double up, and yeah, poker is gonna be easy. We've really been running bad the whole time, with the exception of like the last 2 hands that got us here, so things could be churning around. I mean, if he makes it 5, we might still call, but yeah, just get out the way, bro. Just get out the way, bro. Oh, it's actually a pretty good flop for us. The problem is it's multi-way. They could definitely have a lot of 7s. They're going to have straight draws like 6-5 suited, 9-10, some flush draws. The guy here that's going to be betting, though, the initial pre-flop aggressor, I think he should be c-betting most of the time on a paired board like that, just because we should not have too much of this stuff, but I'm going to call one. Hope to see a 2. I still think we could have the best hand. We beat a lot of ace kings, ace queens, a lot of Broadway holdings. We lose to pocket pairs, of course. But I don't think he has a 7, so we could definitely represent that depending on the run out. But the fact that the guy in the small blind called is actually pretty alarming, because the guy bet, I called, and now he's calling. So like, what is he really calling with here? Like I said, it's going to be a lot of the straight draws we mentioned, a lot of flush draws, and potentially a 7. I'm not really too sure about him having an 8 specifically, if they would call, because I called behind. This ace here is going to be good for the original pre-flop aggressor. I think, though, if he has ace-x, and he did continue bet with 2 callers, he should be checking this a lot of the time. So this actually opens up the door for us to bluff at it. I don't think our 2s could potentially be good here, but they still can be, with the exception of him actually having an ace. If he has a lot of draws, he's going to continue anyway, which we're ahead. But if this guy calls, he might actually fold some of his ace-x, and this would be the hand that's beating us right now if he doesn't have a 7. The nice thing too is we do have position against him, so like if he does decide to fold his ace-x and he's continuing with a flush or a straight draw, then he's gonna check it to us, and we're just gonna check back. We still beat his flush draws, and we do lose to some of those straight draws I mentioned previously. But if he does check, we're just going to kind of check and hope that we're up against the flush. If he bets, we're obviously going to fold. And yeah, he ends up betting, so can't really do nothing else here unless he's trying to turn his flush draw into a bluff. With this high sizing, that's what it feels like, but you know, we really can't call here, so we're just going to fold. And yeah, I think it was unfortunate. 2 would have been awesome, but it did not. Alright, Queen 10 suited. Yet again, we have 40% of a royal flush in the small blind. We've been a little bit on the tighter side. We just haven't really had a lot of playable hands. And then that last hand with the 2s kind of took us down a notch. So we're about 988 out of 1500 left. 383 make it to day 2. So at the end of the day, that's all the goal is, just to make it to day 2. So I'm not really stressed about it. We still have, you know, 1,200 people to get through. And this is just the unfortunate part, right? So like when we even have decent hands like this that are playable, like there's just so much 3-betting that we can't even defend here. You know, calling off 5 big blinds out of position against a potential person that could jam, and even if he does flat, it's still not an ideal spot. So that's kind of what we've been running through, is that when we do have a medium hand that has some playability, we're just unable to see the flops, unfortunately. So, you know, it's just aggressive tables. And yeah, look, he would have jammed. So happy with the fold. And watch, just aces versus kings. Like, these guys just always have something. And we get stuck with some crappy hands. 10 for the tilt. No. And jacks hold. Player out. And like, he just gets rewarded, you know?
Excuse me, boss. You have a
jacks versus ace king and just holds. Alright. So ace 8. This guy's sitting out. Always pay attention to like who's actually sitting out. It's very vital information. So like if this guy was in the big blind and he was sitting out, that's literally a free chip up for grabs. So just even min raising will take it down. But I think we're gonna call here. We already know he's out. He might come in, but you have position on him. He's gonna see bet often enough.
Excuse me, boss. You have a text message.
This is the nice thing too, is this bet is pretty small. We're actually gonna go for a raise here. It's really risky play, you know, but if he did miss and he doesn't have a king, he's gonna be folding a lot, and these chips are very vital. And if he does call, we're pretty much giving up unless we actually get an ace on the turn. Yeah, I mean, it's just I'm constantly having it, you know, just can't do anything now. Man. Sorry for trying. Alright, king 7 off. We're just gonna call here. And this is the best outcome, you know. If he has a better king, then he's gonna take all of our money. But I'm debating on flatting if he does bet or a raise. The problem is if we just flat here and he'd miss this. Well, if he has a better king, we're out. But if he missed this and he has like ace queen, hitting an ace could be very bad for us. If he has Yeah, we'll be 20 bigs. I think we're gonna jam here. He could still put us on a flush draw and call us with like queens, jacks, or a flush draw. And we're out.